stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leave him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beast dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need pre-wishes. Stay-at-home Disney dad.
Cowboy Pooh, Cowboy Pooh. Are you kidding me? Cowboy Pooh. I'm in no mood for this. It's February, Saskatchewan, so it's cold and it's dark every day. Everything sucks. Okay, no, this is why you're doing this. 4 weeks of Pooh. Take it. Take all the misery, breathe it in. It'll make spring so much sweeter, Curtis. Okay, own it. February is Pooh month. We press play and we go knee deep into Cowboy Pooh. I mean, at least these tapes are like 25 minutes long. We got this. There's a Spot the Dog commercial that's twice as loud as the rest of the obligatory Pooh commercials that preceded it. Winnie the Pooh, Cowboy Pooh. The first one is called The Good, the Bad, and the Tigger. No. The characters are playing with a toy train, which is the toy that goes in a circle on the floor, and yet I'd rather watch something go in a circle on the floor for the rest of my life than these Winnie the Pooh tapes. Christopher Robin goes for lunch and tells them not to touch his train. Kind of a thing to say. Anyway, as soon as the door closes, Tigger's like, let's fire it up! And Pooh's like, Christopher Robin said don't touch the train! And Tigger says, I'm not touching the train, I'm touching the controllers. Okay, that's good. They drag Rabbit into this, and you hear him talking in the distance off screen before he enters the room, and he's saying, I just passed out 3 times coming down the stairs. What? No one's vetting these tapes before they go on the shelves, are they? Then we get into Piglet's Dream, where they're all outlaw cowboys and they're stealing the train, or whatever a train is called in cowboy speak. Rabbit is the sheriff, and Pooh and Tigger are part of the Hole in the Head gang. Toddlers everywhere are rolling on the carpet in tears of laughter over the Hole in the Head gang. Sorry, Piglet is sheriff, and Rabbit tells him to go shoot Pooh, and Tigger deputizes Eeyore, who's wearing a sombrero. I don't even care. There's a Western fantasy, and Eeyore's in I don't care. I have no opinion on this. Piglet lands in a bunch of cactuses. The Western tropes continue with one of these things. And I'll give the animators credit with some legit high-quality first-person perspectives. This reminds me of Big Thunder Mountain, so thumbs up for this part. Some animator decided today he was going to show up and turn chicken into chicken salad. Tigger tries to get his hat back and ends up like he's hung. Like, I'm not crazy, right? This is how it looks when someone got hung in the old Wild West, correct? Like, this is another moment they snuck this in for adults. So I guess this is where mom and dad give each other a knowing look like, har har, Tigger just got his neck broken. And if he was lucky, he got his neck broken. If he was unlucky, God, I was going to do a bit where I explain the actual biology of what happens when someone is hung, like the science of it. Like, I know if it doesn't break your neck, it's worse, but I Googled, how do you die from hanging? And now I'm on a watch list. I open Google and, like, suicide prevention pages pop up now. Like, oh my God, what have I done? I'm sure this won't be a thing. Okay, Pooh is in jail, but Tigger breaks him out. I guess the train broke, so they come up with an idea that if they fix the train, they're not going to be in trouble anymore. So I guess in the real world, they broke Christopher Robin's train, and they want to put it back together so they don't get busted. But this whole part remains in the fantasy Piglet dream, so I guess the children watching the tape at home are supposed to connect these implied dots themselves. They recapture Pooh and Tigger, and there's going to be a double swinging tonight, and the swing set looks like the gallows. That hanging reference was a little more on the nose. Tigger tries to take 100% of the blame. The train comes off the tracks, yeah it does, and chases them. We get a rubber tire squealing sound effect when the train takes a corner. Love that attention to detail. Piglet gets dragged away by the train, and they say, we got to do something, and Rabbit says, you're right. Who wants to be the new sheriff? Because Piglet's dead. That's That joke was actually great. That was a great joke. Tigger throws a banana peel on and the train slides on the banana peel and breaks. We try to learn a lesson. Tigger didn't steal the train, he borrowed it. But borrowing is still stealing if you don't ask. Holy cow. An almost straightforward lesson. Out of the flashback, Christopher Robin comes back in the room and sees they didn't touch his train. So the mighty god, Christopher Robin, bestows down onto them that they can now touch the train. They all decline. Next cartoon is Rabbit Marks the Spotted. Next cartoon, there's more than one. No, it's supposed to be 25-minute tape. We start with the characters on a pirate ship. The wheels, it's a pirate ship on wheels. They're driving through the forest. They're singing about being pirates, and they use the garbage barge sound, which is not a pirate sound, but lucky for them, I'm dead inside, which again, I shouldn't joke about because my internet provider is already watching my search engines like a hawk right now. Police might be on their way to my house. I don't know. So there's no rabbit pirate. So, yep, they cut to him gardening and minding his own business, and the ship rolls right through his garden and ruins everything for a millionth time. But this time, he's gonna get even. Rabbit makes a fake treasure map. Pirate Piglet is dressed like the Quaker Oats guy, who is also not a pirate. Rabbit gives them this fake treasure map. They all fall for it. They find an X. There's a shallow grave. I hope they dig it up and they find the murdered body of Christopher Robin, and Rabbit just points and laughs at them to their horror, like, I got you good, you No, it's a treasure chest, and they bring it back home, and they try to open it. I hope it's full of anthrax. Like, when is Rabbit finally gonna just, like, slip over the edge and go on a rampage and just murder these jerks? Like, for real. Rabbit reminds us, the viewers, that I guess the chest is full of nothing but rocks. He goes into a dream sequence where everyone is mad for playing with their hopes and emotions, only to find out it's rocks. And guess what, Rabbit? The fact that you still have a conscience means you're not too far gone. He has a change of heart and realizes everyone's gonna hate him if they get this trunk open, this chest open, and it was all a mean trick. So Rabbit covers himself in white powder, I assume the white powder he got from Tigger's bathroom mirror, and pretends he's a ghost and asks for his treasure back. Not just a shy ghost. Long John Cottontail. Long John Cottontail, not just any ghost. Long John Cottontail. They accidentally dropped the drawbridge on Rabbit and his bones are crushed. Do they want to make sure he's okay? No, he crawls out under the drawbridge and he's all f***ed up with broken bones and a head injury, and he overhears them explaining how they're going to have to share the treasure with Rabbit once they get it open, and now he's extra sad. They find Rabbit and invite him to the unboxing party. They're using TNT to open the chest. It blows open, and guess what? It is rocks. Is there a lesson here? Is there going to be a lesson here? Swerve, no one is responsible or accountable. Right, here it comes. Yeah, here we go. They love the rocks. They wanted rocks. They were hoping for rocks. It's all treasure to them. Rocks are treasure to these people. See, this is what I mean. I'm always harping on the Pooh franchise for this. None of them are ever held responsible for their actions. Then a real ghost comes in and is like, oh, you found me rocks. Third cartoon, The Masked Offender. This tape is never going to end, is it? A Pooh cartoon called The Masked Offender. We are in, I don't even know, there's like a stagecoach and they're all settlers or something, and now Rabbit is going to rob the stagecoach, and the Masked Offender shows up, and it's Christopher Robin. No, this was just a book Christopher Robin was reading to his stuffed animals before bed. I'm bored. Piglet goes home and his door won't let him in. Like, this is hell. His door is alive and won't let him in. 100 Acre Woods is like hell or purgatory, and none of them can leave until they all learn a life lesson about how horrible they treated people during their time on Earth and become better people and move on, but none of them ever learn this lesson, so none of them can ever leave purgatory. Oh, it's Tigger inside that was holding the door shut. He now thinks he's the masked offender and wants Piglet to be his sidekick. I don't think they realize how dark using the word offender is. Like, I think the joke is that they're so stupid they're supposed to be saying masked avenger. But when they say masked offender, it makes me think of like a home invader or a rapist. Like, let's Google this. No, you know, nothing came up except a billion articles about COVID masks. I was looking for a headline about a masked offender and found nothing. But I did just search, how do you die by hanging, and masked offender news within 10 minutes of each other. So yeah, the police are definitely on their way to my house right now. I'm going to be forced to leave the house for a few days, and my 176 week streak might be broken. 176 weeks just to be taken down by Cowboy Pooh as I'm taken in for questioning. Masked offender is what this one's called. As usual, this duo mean well, but they don't do well. There's no one to rescue. I disagree. They tip Owl's house to create a conflict that they can resolve, I guess. Back to the court intervention room. Rabbit vows to teach them a lesson again. Everyone runs by Tigger screaming in fear, telling him danger is over there. The masked offender leaps into action. Either the audio flakes on the tape, or that's how it's dubbed, but suddenly it's like silent, then loud, then silent. They made a fool out of the masked offender because the monster was fake and made of glue and mud, and everyone laughs at him when he gets stuck in it. But then swerve, they find out it's Tigger under the mask. Like, they didn't know it was Tigger. He's humiliated and he says he's gonna quit being the masked offender, which is what they wanted. But then the fake monster rolls away and almost crushes the pranksters. It drags them off a cliff or something, and Piglet begs for the masked offender to save them, but he ain't having it. Piglet tries to save his friends, but then Tigger dons the costume one more time as the masked offender and helps out. Saves everyone. They fix Owl's house and Rabbit's garden. Tigger thinks doing real work sucks, and he wants to go back to being the masked offender. It's gonna be sirens outside my house any moment now. God, Winnie the Pooh.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long.